Hi, you're back with Natalie and H Street TV. Today I have two very special guests. We are here with Gabe Klein, the director of DDOT, and Anwar Salim, the executive director of H Street Main Street. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. I feel so lucky. I'm in between these two handsome guys.
I feel lucky.
Good answer. Okay, so basically the reason we're here today, we're going to talk about the trolley, some of the construction, and what's going on with H Street. I want to start with you, Gabe. There's a lot of construction going on. A lot of people know that the trolleys are coming, but we need to fill them in on some of the details. Sure. What was the DDOT vision behind the trolley system? Who came up with the idea and those kind of things?
Sure. Well, the vision for the trolley, or the streetcar system, as I call it, goes back to, I believe, 1999.
Okay.
When we originally started to do a vision plan for the city. In 2005, that vision was formalized around something called the DC Alternatives Analysis, the DCAA. People also refer to it as the Transit Alternatives Analysis, where we basically looked citywide and said, where do we want to go with transit?
Okay.
And the recommendations, which have been updated in 2006, 7, 8, and now 2009, included rapid bus, included streetcar, included a higher-end bus system, the circulator bus system to circulate people locally.
Right.
So all of those were included. The streetcar was one bit. Now when it comes to H Street, this was actually not originally designed as an operational segment.
Right.
So we have something called the Great Streets Program.
Okay.
The Great Streets Program is about an $80 million initiative citywide. It's a partnership between DDOT, Transportation, and DEMPED, the Deputy Mayor for Economic Development.
Okay.
Something else.
Okay.
And so the idea is that transportation investments, streetscape enhancements can really stimulate growth, economic development, but also a renaissance in a community. And if you look at places like Portland, where they've done significant streetscape upgrades, but they've also added transportation alternatives like streetcar, they've seen about $3 billion worth of investment.
Wow.
Within a block of a 2-mile streetcar system.
So it is effective. And it does bring, growth to certain parts of town. So I really love the idea that you guys are embracing green alternatives for the city and bringing traffic to this up-and-coming area. I myself love hanging out down here, so this is a big thing.
And let me tell you something. When we announced the Great Street Program for H Street, when we announced that the streetcar, that we're going to be putting in tracks, even though we didn't have a plan to make it operational, people started buying up real estate left and right. Restaurants started open. Now you can't attribute all of that to our work.
Definitely helps though.
Oh, I think a lot. People knew that the city was going to make a significant investment in this area. And when they found that out, they said this is going to be the next U Street. Okay.
Well, to piggyback on that idea, I'd like to get into some of the procedures. How are you guys going about installing the trolleys? Are you working on the west side of the street first, east side? How are you doing it block by block?
Sure. Well, first of all, to understand the system that we're putting in, you have to sort of go back to the history of the streetcar.
Okay.
Most cities in America were streetcar cities.
Right.
They were designed sort of initially around the horse and buggy, and then around the streetcar. The streetcar in DC was originally pulled by a horse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Then it was powered by steam.
Okay.
Pepco actually got into business with the streetcar. They were the owner of the streetcar.
Okay.
And what happened was they didn't have critical mass in terms of customers to justify putting the infrastructure in for a power grid.
Right.
So they said, you know what, if we put a streetcar system in down every major thoroughfare, including H Street, then as people need electricity, we can start to feed it off of the line. And in the meantime, we'll have a steady stream of income. So when you look at what we're doing here on H Street, essentially we're putting back what we had. We had 200 miles of streetcar in and around the city. If you go back and look at pictures, go to like shortpiece.com, it's amazing. Bikes, pedestrians.
Yeah, DC's changed a lot though,
Yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, what we're doing here is a complete street reconstruction.
Okay, so this is all of H Street from
all of H and Benning.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we're going all the way from North Cap to Benning.
Exactly.
All right.
And what you have is you've got new infrastructure going to the street for utilities. You've got new sidewalks, new curb and gutter, new street lights, and we said we're going to put in the tracks for streetcar. So here's the good news.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Yeah. Because we did that,
right?
Because we made this push to go ahead and put the tracks in, we think that we're going to be able to make an additional investment and make it an operational segment a lot sooner than we originally thought.
Okay.
I'm not quite ready to give you the scoop.
Okay.
The one that's
He's denying us the scoop. That's not fair.
But soon.
Okay.
Soon.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do we have a proposed completion date? Can you let us in on that scoop, maybe?
Well, I can tell you what the existing completion date is for 8th Street Streetscape project.
Okay, fair enough.
That is the end of 2010.
All right, into 2010, we will have trolleys on the road per Gabe Klein.
Well, we'll have the streetscape.
The streetscape,
yes.
Okay.
Now trolleys, we have a lot of work to do. We have trolleys coming. We have 3 cars arriving in Baltimore.
Okay.
Beautiful new streetcars, December 10th.
Okay.
We'll probably have an event. You're the first person to know that.
Yay!
You know, we hope to have it operational sometime in the next few years, but I'm not going to tell you yet.
Okay.
Because we're doing a lot of research right now.
Okay.
And figuring out how fast we can.
I want to make sure it's done right, so I definitely appreciate you guys taking your time and thinking about it, because it is a big deal. It's a lot of construction. I noticed that you do have a certain part of 8th Street kind of completed. I see tracks on the opposite side of where we are.
Yes.
Headed towards Chinatown, near the bridge.
Right.
So another question, a lot of people are wondering, when the trolleys are completed, is it going to be a cash-only system? Are we going to be able to use our Smart Trip cards? Because I know with the circulator, Smart Trip works on there.
Yes.
Will that be the same with the trolleys?
We forecast you'll be able to pay with cash or Smart Trip.
Okay, that's good news.
Just like the circulator bus.
Okay.
In fact, it even looks like the circulator bus, the graphics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really
okay,
cool.
all right. So no old school trolley system? Not that design? It's going to be a little more modern?
Well, here's the deal. So there were 459 trolley cars, the old ones. And unfortunately, there's maybe like 18 left. Most of them were destroyed.
Right.
And most of those 18 are in Europe. But we are looking, they're called PCC cars. We are looking at, can we get our hands on a few of those? We've had a lot of people, particularly in this corridor, who said, wouldn't it be cool to sort of match the vibe of the corridor, right? By having some beautifully restored original DC Capital Transit Street cars, trolleys.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about DC is just the historical feel. It's not an overly modern city. There are elements of the past in the architecture and just all the buildings, the monuments, etc. So I think that's a great idea.
The best of the old and the best of the new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best of the old, best of the new. Just kidding.
Got it.
All right, so I want to actually move on to Anwar. He's, again, the executive director of 8th Street Main Street. And I would just like to find out, what exactly is 8th Street Main Street? What's the goal of the organization?
Well, basically, our goal is to help the merchants, to push economic development along the corridor, to help them market, provide them technical assistance as needed, and to help fill these vacant buildings along the 8th Street corridor, to attract new businesses to the corridor.
You guys are making a lot of progress. I see a lot of new businesses opening up, so it seems like it's working.
Well, in the last 4.5 years, we have opened up or attracted over 100 new businesses.
Wow.
And last year alone, we attracted 28 new businesses. This year, we're so far into 15.
Wow.
And our goal is to fill the remaining 35 businesses that we don't have anything that's happening with them right now. We want to fill those vacant businesses.
I think you're going to do it. I think this street is definitely on the cusp of something big. To bring it back to the trolleys, have you spoken to people in the business community? What's the sense about the upcoming trolleys? Are they excited or not so much?
Well, I think they're excited. They really want it to happen. You know, you look at all the difficulties that could take place. You know, and sometimes it's hard looking at what we have been through.
Right.
But you know, I think the faith is really there. We'll wait and see, and we'll keep pushing, and we'll see how these guys wait and let them do what they have to do.
Okay. One last note, what should consumers know about the businesses? Are we still open? The people that are affected by the construction, get your message out about that. What do consumers need to know?
With the construction is like a pregnancy. We're going to go through our difficult periods, you know. But, you know, you give it time, and after we go through that difficult period, you know, it's going to be something really enjoyable for us to take part of. So, yes, we're still open for business. We want you to come down and participate in the activities along the 8th Street corridor and to come to the businesses. We need your help. We need your support.
Good. So you guys keep coming to 8th Street. We're still open. A little construction. It's like a pregnancy. You'll deal with it. We'll get through it. It's a temporary thing. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is really fun. I'm very excited. We do have a long process ahead of us, but I think it'll go smooth, and I'm excited. So thank you so much, Gabe.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Anwar.
Thank you.
All right, this is Natalie signing out from H Street TV.